Okay, so in the last class, I was talking about transformation of equations, and I explained you about three different kinds of transformation. Okay, so we were doing some sums also based on that. So today I'll be doing one of these sums firstly, and then I'll go to new kind of transformation. So this is another question that we will do today. So here is the question. You have to transform this equation into a new equation which does not contain the second term. So the term containing x cube is absent in the transform equation, and you solve the equation, and you also have to solve this equation. So basically this example will show us that how transformation is useful at times to solve some equations. Okay, so let's see. So how we will proceed is this. Like you suppose alpha be some root, okay, and apply the transformation alpha minus h or alpha plus h, that is up to you. Or you may write like this: apply the transformation x equals to y plus h. That means you can assume y equals to alpha minus h. Like if alpha is some root of this, you want to find a new equation as roots are alpha minus h. Okay, or instead of writing alpha, I'm writing x only, doesn't matter. So apply this transformation so that the transformed equation does not contain the second term. See, why am I applying this? You can also apply y x equals to y minus h. That means either you apply the transformation y plus h or y minus h. That is completely up to you. Like multiplying by some number will not vanish the x cube term. Cannot vanish the x cube term, because after when you are multiplying the roots by some number, this will also get multiplied. So there is no chance to remove this. Same for the reciprocal part. So the only transformation left to us is either add all the roots by some number or to subtract the roots by some number. Then only we can expect that the term containing x cube may be absent. So that is the reason I am applying this. So therefore, the transform equation is so instead of x, I am putting y plus h. What am I doing is, suppose alpha is the root of this equation. Suppose alpha is the root of this equation. We are applying the transformation alpha equals to, or y. I'm finding an equation whose roots are alpha minus h. I'm finding an equation whose roots are alpha minus h. I'm calling this y. So what will be y? Y equals to what will be alpha? Alpha equals to y plus h. That is what I have written somewhere here. So instead of alpha, you put y plus h. So y plus h whole to the power 4 plus 4 into y plus h whole cube, 7 into y plus h whole square, 6 into y plus h. Now what you have to do here is, you either use the synthetic division to express this as a function of y. That means you divide by y minus h. So when you are putting y equals to y minus h, you will get a polynomial in y. Or what you can do is apply the binomial coefficients, binomial expansion here and so on. What should I do? You only tell me whether should I use the synthetic division or should I use the binomial expansion. All right. So then I will be doing the synthetic division to express this as a function of y, that means I will have to put y equals to y minus h, because when I put y equals to y minus h, then only h and h will get cancelled and y will be remaining. So I will have to divide by y minus h. That means I have to divide by h here. So let me write the coefficient first of all. If the coefficients are 1, 4, 7, 6, minus 4, I will have to divide by h. Right? So what I will do, you know the rule. You carry this 1 like this only, and then 1 into h is h, so this will become 4 plus h, right? And h into this will become how much? 4h square plus 4h. So if I add them, this will become h square plus 4h plus 7. H with this will become h cube plus 4h square plus 7. I should have given more space. Hold on. I'll write minus 4 a bit here. 7h. Yeah, 7h. So this will become h cube plus 4h square plus 7h plus 6. And lastly, h with this will become h to the power 4 plus 4h square, 4h cube, 7h square plus 6h. So on adding, this whole thing will remain with minus 4. So I will not write that, you can write it down. This minus 4. Okay, I'll remove that now. So next we'll start with the same thing. Again, we'll write here 1. And then 1 with h is h, so this will become 4 plus 2h. This with h will become 4h plus 2h square. So let's add them. So h square plus 2h square is 3h square. 4h plus 4h is 8h plus 7. This with h. So this will h will become 3h cube, 8h square plus 7h. Let's add them and remove them. So this will become 4h cube, 12h square plus 14h plus 6 got removed. Again the remaining ones, 1 remains 1. I'll write it here. So 1 with h is h, 4 plus 3h with h. So 4h plus 3h square. So 3h square, 6h square, 12h plus 7 got removed. So the last one, again 1, I'll write here h. So this will become 4 plus 4h got removed, and lastly 1. So here I have the synthetic division. I will write the coefficient in this manner, So this is 1 into y to the power 4. Why it will become y to the power 4? Because you are writing here y equals to y minus h. So minus h plus h will get cancelled. So only y will remain. So this coefficient you have to choose. Okay. So let me write it down. So let me check the coefficient. 1, 4h plus 4, 6h square plus 12h plus 7, 4h cube plus 12h square. And lastly h to the power 4 plus 4h cube plus 7h square plus 6h minus 4. Okay. So therefore, what is the transform equation? What is the transformed equation? Equation is this. Here I'll take the new coefficients. So y to the power 4 plus 4h plus 4 y cube plus 6h square plus 12h plus 7. You please check whether I'm writing it right or wrong. So y square, and then 4h cube plus 12h square plus 14h plus 6y, and last is the number h to the power 4 plus 4h cube 7h square plus 6h minus 4 equals to 0. So this is the transformed equation. So by the given condition, what I wanted, that I do not want the second term. That means I do not want this term. That means this coefficient should be equal to 0. So that will imply h equals to minus 1. Because I do not want the second term, that means I don't want the x cube or y cube term. So this must be equal to minus 1. So the transformed equation reduces to this. So just put the value of h equals to minus 1 everywhere. So this will become y to the power 4. This will not be there, no need to write. Let's see what happens here. Minus 1 square is 1, so this is 6. 6 minus 12 is minus 6. Minus 6 plus 7. Minus 6 plus 7 is plus 1, so this will become 1y square. Let's put h equals to minus 1 here. So minus 4 plus 12 is plus 6. Sorry, minus 4 plus 12 is plus 8. 8 minus 14 is minus 6. Minus 6 plus 6 is 0. So 0y, not to write. And here if you put h equals to 1, minus 1, you will get minus 6, you may check. So this is my transform equation according to the given condition. Now the question was, so first the question was you transform into an equation which does not contain the second term. The second term is absent here. So we are done. But the second question was also solve the equation. Now you see, solving the transformed equation is very easy. Solving the transformed equation is very easy. You can use the quadratic equation here, like this can be thought of y square whole square plus y square minus 6 equals to 0. If you assume y square equals to z, this becomes z square plus z minus 6. So what is the value of z, which is nothing but y square, is minus b plus minus root over of b square minus 4ac by 2 times a, right? So what am I getting? Minus 1 plus minus how much? This is how much? 25, no? So root 25 is 5 by 2. That is I am getting minus 1 plus 5 by 2 or minus 1 minus 5 by 2. So this implies I am getting two possible values of y square. So y square is 2 or minus 3. So this implies y equals to root over of 2 plus or minus, or root over of minus 3, that is root 3i plus or minus. So what are the roots of the transform equation? It was of degree 4, so the roots are plus 2 minus 2 plus root 3i minus root 3i. These are the 4 roots of the transform equation. Now according to our transformation formula, this was the transformation formula. What is x? X is y plus h. So what are the roots of this equation? I will have to add h. So h is minus 1. That means therefore the roots of the transformed equation of the given equation, not transform, given equation are, so what was the transformation? X equals to y plus h. H is nothing but minus 1. That means I have to subtract minus 1 from the roots. So plus root 2 minus 1, so I can write it like this, minus root 2 minus 1 minus 1 plus root 3I or I root 3 and minus 1 minus I root 3. So I have to subtract 1 from the roots. So these are the roots of my original equation. So this is one application of transformation to solve the equations. If you have any doubts, any confusion, please ask. So now we will do transformation in general. That means we have already done three kind of transformation: multiplying the roots by some number, then reciprocal roots, and then adding or subtracting some number from the root. These three kind of transformation we have done. But there can be other transformation also. Like suppose my equation has roots alpha, beta, gamma. I want an equation whose roots are alpha, beta, beta, gamma, gamma, delta, gamma, alpha. So this does not match with any of the transformations that we have done till now. This is not multiplying any root by some number, because all the numbers are different. You see, I'm multiplying the first root by beta, the second root by gamma, the third root by alpha. But this transformation we have not done. This is neither the reciprocal one. So this is what is known as the transformation in general. With the help of the given roots, you have to find a new equation whose roots are like some relation connecting them. Okay, so that is what we mean by transformation in general. I'll simply start with the questions and I'll explain the theory what is needed there. So this is the first question. If alpha, beta, gamma be the roots of this equation, you have to find the equation whose roots are this, this and this. So how to start with this kind of sums? We just call any one of them as y, as we were doing in the usual transformations. Take any one as your y. So let y equals to alpha, beta plus beta, gamma. Now the first task is you have to express y only in terms of one of them. You have to express y either in terms of only alpha or only beta or only gamma. Keep that in mind. It cannot contain all of this. So you have taken y as this or this, any one, that's all right. But the first task is to express y only as a function of alpha or beta or gamma. Now what is the first thing that I can see? Alpha, beta plus beta, gamma. So I will add gamma alpha, I'll subtract gamma alpha. I can do that, adding and subtracting. But why I am doing this? Because I know a relation between these three. What is alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha? We know relation between roots and coefficients, right? So alpha plus beta plus gamma is minus p, whereas alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is q. So this is nothing but q. Did you understand my point up to here? This is gamma, okay? Now still we are not done, because y is a function of alpha as well as of gamma. That will not do. I have to express only in terms of one of them. So now what I will do is, so there is alpha, there is gamma. So I will include beta by myself and I will divide by beta. I am assuming that beta is non-zero. I am assuming that none of the roots are zero. Okay. So what will this become? I also know that what is alpha, beta, gamma? So it is minus r, plus, minus, plus. So this is, sorry, minus, plus, minus. So this is minus r. So this will become plus r by beta. So this is my y. This is my y expressed only in terms of beta. Okay, so this should be your first task while doing transformation in general. You first have to express y only in terms of either alpha or beta or gamma, that you have to express y in terms of one root only. Now you find out the value of beta from here. So r by beta equals to y minus q, and that will imply beta equals to r by y minus q. R by y minus q. So this is the value of beta that I am getting. Now beta is expressed in terms of y as a variable, the function of y. Now I will use the fact that beta is the root of this equation, so beta will satisfy this equation, right? So you may just write that since beta is the root of this equation, so since beta is a root of this will imply beta cube plus p beta square plus q beta plus r equals to 0. So see up to here. If you have any doubts, any queries, you may copy it down. So now as you can see, because beta is the root, so beta will satisfy the given equation. Now instead of beta you put this. Wherever there is beta you put r by y minus q. Okay, so what will I get? First it was beta cube, so therefore, just a minute, therefore beta cube, right? So beta cube is nothing but r by y minus q whole cube plus p beta square r by y minus q whole square plus q r by y minus q plus r equals to 0. Because beta is a root, this will happen for sure. This is what I have. Now take LCM and all simplify. So this will become, if I take the LCM, so r cube, right, plus p r square y minus q plus q r into y minus q whole square plus r y minus q whole to the power 3 equals to 0. That you can do. How I have written this, you should know. I have taken the LCM and simplified, and you see r is common from each of the terms, and assuming r is not 0, I can divide. So what I am getting, y minus q whole cube plus qr, only q, r is getting cancelled, so r into y minus q whole square plus p r y minus q plus r square equals to 0. What I have done, I have taken r common because r is present in every term, and then arranging in the descending orders of y minus q. So this is the transformed equation. You don't have to simplify this further, you can just leave it up to here. So this is the transformed equation whose roots are alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma delta. Let me do a similar kind of question, one more for today. So just copy it up to here. If you have any doubts, you may ask. So here is another question. So if alpha beta gamma be the roots of this equation, this is given to you. First read the first question. Find the equation whose roots are alpha beta square plus gamma square minus alpha square, this and this. So you just focus on question number 1. You have to first find an equation whose roots are this, this and this. Forget about number 2 for the timing. So the rule remains same. You call one of them as y. You call one of them as y. And what is the target? To express y as a function of either alpha or beta or gamma. So you also know this. beta square plus gamma square plus alpha square and then minus 2 alpha square. I am subtracting alpha square and adding alpha square. So alpha square minus 2 alpha square is minus alpha square only. And why I am doing this? I know how can I find this. What is this? This is summation alpha whole square minus 2 summation alpha beta. You know how to find this, minus 2 alpha square. I know the value of this. What is summation alpha? It is minus p. And what is summation alpha beta? It is q. So p square minus 2q minus 2 alpha square. This is the value of y. Hold on. Yeah. And you see, I have expressed y as a function of alpha only. Okay, so this is our first task. Again and again I'm saying, you first have to express y as a function of either alpha or beta or gamma. That I have done. Okay, so get alpha square from here. Get alpha square from here. So I'll do it. So therefore, what is the value of alpha square from the last equation? It will be, as you can see, p square minus 2q minus y over 2. So this is the value of alpha square. Now again the same logic, since alpha is a root of the given equation, therefore alpha cube plus p alpha square plus q alpha plus r equals to 0. That I know. That I know. Now here's the catch. You see one thing. Alpha will be root over of this, and if I put here alpha as root over of something, it will no more be a polynomial. It will be just root over of something and so on, which I don't want. So now my task is to express this polynomial as alpha square. Okay, so that I can simply put alpha square as this thing. Keep that in mind. So what I will do, I will keep this and this together. I'll send this 2 on that side. So minus p alpha square minus that is minus I'm taking, and what I'm doing is this. Now what I will do is, you take alpha common. Now square both sides. If I square both sides, alpha square plus q whole square equals to minus square is plus p alpha square plus r whole square. Now the advantage of this being, everything here contains alpha square and I have the value of alpha square. So what I will do, one more thing what I will do is this. So this is alpha square into, so why this is important, please understand. Because I don't want the powers to be fractional, okay. I want a polynomial, keep that in mind. A polynomial is the one which do not contain the fractional powers of x, of the variable, right. Now it's done. You just put the value of alpha square everywhere. So p square minus 2q minus y by 2, okay. Then alpha square again. So p square minus 2q minus y by 2 plus q whole square minus p alpha square. So p into alpha square, which is nothing but p square minus 2q minus y by 2 p into this plus r whole square equals to 0. You have to simplify this carefully. simplify this carefully. So you see, if I take LCM here, this will become 2q, this will become 2q, and 2q minus 2q will get cancelled. So here I will remain with p square minus y whole square by 4, because 2 square is 4, and here I have p square minus 2q minus y. So eventually it is by 8. 2 4s are 8, okay, minus, so here it is by 4, that is for sure, because if I take LCM here, so this is nothing but p square minus 2q minus y p square, okay, no, I'm not opening the square now, p into this plus 2r whole square, so by 4, and here it was by 8, so if I'm taking LCM, 2 will come here, this is equals to 0, right? Yes, this is the transform equation. You can actually open the brackets if you want to, but this is the transform equation, or whose roots are those as given in the question. Now the first thing that you should note, I should get a polynomial of degree 3, keep that in mind, and you just check this is a polynomial of degree 3. Why? Because if I open this bracket, it is y square and here is y, so y into y square is y cube, and no term is greater than y cube. That means I do not have any term whose degree is more than 3. Okay, as you can check. So this is the transform equation whose roots are beta square plus gamma square minus alpha square and so on. Did you understand this part? Any confusion, any doubts, please ask. Look at the second question. You have to find the equation whose roots are this, this and this. You see one thing, when this was the equation, I wanted to find this thing, right? So if I can get an equation whose roots are 1 by alpha, 1 by beta, 1 by gamma, and then I am getting same as this thing. That means what you are doing in number 1, you are squaring the two roots and subtracting the third. You are doing that thing only. So what I will do, I'll first transform this into the equation whose roots are 1 by alpha, 1 by beta and 1 by gamma. I'll transform this into an equation whose roots are 1 by alpha, 1 by beta and 1 by gamma, and then I will apply 1. Because once I know if the roots are alpha, beta, gamma, then an equation whose roots are this, this and this can be easily determined. As done. So what I will first do, I will get an equation whose roots are 1 by alpha, 1 by beta, 1 by gamma, and then I'll apply the first concept, question number 1, that I have to sum two roots and subtract 1. So this is the idea that I'll be using. Now the equation whose roots are 1 by alpha, 1 by beta, 1 by gamma is, you know what you will do? You will just reverse the coefficients. So r x cube plus, what was there? 1. Just reverse the equation. X square plus px plus 1 equals to 0. That means I have just reciprocated. Reverse the coefficient. You know this is the rule for getting the reverse equation. An equation whose roots are 1 by alpha, 1 by beta, 1 by gamma, 1 p q r. I have reversed it, or you can write x cube plus q by r x square plus p by r x plus 1 by r. Definitely I am assuming that r is not 0, so that none of the roots is 0. I have already explained this. So now I have an equation whose roots are 1 by alpha, 1 by beta, 1 by gamma. Now the concept is, I will use number 1 to this. when the equation was x cube plus px square plus qx plus r equals to 0, I wanted to find an equation whose roots were sum of the squares of 2 minus the square of the third one. So for number 2, what I will write, hence the required equation is obtained from star. What is star? This equation I'm calling it star because I know this is the answer to number 1. The transform equation is obtained from star by replacing PQR by, so P is replaced, initially it was P there, now I have Q by R, Q by P by R and R by 1 by R respectively. So I'll get the transform equation like this. You may write it down, but I will not write it down. Understood the concept or no?